Morning. And what a lovely morning it is, I have to say. It's a bit chilly when when you wake up. It was quite hard to actually get up and make a cup of tea. But now, quite frankly, I'd much rather just sit here and drink tea and sit in sunshine rather than go back indoors and continue on the dog box thing. But if I don't, it will always be there. So let's see. Right, well, I've planed these, losing track of thought, what are they? Angles, sides, whatever. Yes, anyway, planed these things. So now they're, I'd left a little bit of a couple of mil gap when I sawed them, just in case I went wrong. But so now they're two sides, and they still need sanding properly. And then the next thing I have to do is, for these on the side, is to route a rebate in them here, which I've done one. I started off using the router and quickly realised, especially that I haven't got, it's not brilliant, it's done me very well, but it's not a brilliant router, it's relatively, and it's also the blades are, I guess the blades are a bit rubbish, so it was taking me absolute ages. So I had I wouldn't say stroke of genius, I just remembered something I'd seen on those videos I was watching last week. So you can actually do it with the table saw. Now it does. You have to look away, mother, because you have to take away the guard, because the way that it works, the guard gets in the way. So, as well as that, you're having to be very careful. It also means that the shavings and trimmings go absolutely everywhere, which is why you can't see so that's why I'm actually covered in the stuff. But it works really well. It gets a really quite a nice milled sort of, well, not milled, but quite a good finish. So, yeah, I'll quickly finish the other one off. Like I said, quite messy, but it works quite well. And although I'll have speeded that up on slow-mo, not slow-mo, I'll speed it up. But yeah, I think that works quite well. That's the drainage grooves routed. Not perfect, but not a disaster. Afternoon. So now the frame is done. Well, it's not done. The frame is, all the pieces are cut up, and I'm waiting for some corner clamps. I thought I'd better, it's going to be, it will be overally wonky, but I thought at least I can try and get some good right angles when I'm putting it together. I tried to put it together before. I was like, no, it's worth paying for a few corner clamps. So I've got those on. They're en route, and so they should arrive in a couple of days' time. So meanwhile, I started cutting the wood up for the lid where the glass is going to be. And what I've done so far is I've taken one of the planks that I've made the sort of the base frame, and I've cut them in half because they don't need to be as thick as that. And yeah, and then the next thing to do is to get a mortise and tenon joint in these, because unfortunately with these things, I mean, the book that I'm looking at has got them. He's a fine craftsman, but I can see why you don't want to just screw these in. So I've never done one of those before, so this will be leaping in. I don't know. I'm going to use as the Wonder Work Centre. I'm going to use that to do the tenon, the bit that sticks in as the tenon, like I did with the rebate, and using the table saw to sort of chop away the wood. And then for the mortise, earlier this week I bought a fitting for a table, a sort of separate table for this, which you can attach the router to. And as one of the miracles, it says it can also, you can use that then to actually do the mortise bit for these joints. I don't know how easy it is, but we will find out. Yeah, so I'm going quite slow at the moment. It's not perfect weather, it's really clammy today. I'm absolutely sweating cobs in this, but I need to sort of feel I should wear it, especially as in the short while ago I was resetting this and I moved this a bit too close to the blade and turned it on, and it stripped all the teeth off the blade. Happily, no sort of harm done other than this. It's got a bit of a nick in it, but and the blade, of course, is ruined, which is a bit annoying because they're not cheap. But it did reinforce that, you know, this is better. Shouldn't be prancing around this in the shorts and t-shirt, even as warm as it is. Anyway, so that will be the next. I'm not sure. It's getting late afternoon. I might call it quits for the moment and start the mortise and tenon in the morning. I'll see. I'll go and have a cup of tea and see how I feel. Catch you later. Well, that's come out really quite well, and it took less than a couple of minutes to do. So I'm well impressed. I suspect the mortise bit is going to be infinitely harder. So I should enjoy this. I should enjoy this easy glide while I can. So as well as the boat building, this video is meant to be you know, sort of keeping a record of what's going on. And this is happy to say this is my friends who know me, I love cooking, and this is my first people around. So Rachel over there, it's Rachel's birthday. Rachel and Ed, you've heard before, are my friends and soon to be neighbours. So actually, it's now I've realised it's your birthday dinner, and also it's our sort of your leaving Debdale dinner. So we've got some chilli, and I cleared the table, so we're actually having a sit down meal, even though the chairs are the wrong, so we're feeling like munchkins. But yeah, anyway, we've got some wine, so let's see how much work we do tomorrow. Morning. Well, as sort of expected, yesterday was a complete write-off, which is no bad thing. I needed a proper day off, so that's what I had. So it's Monday morning now, and moving on with the roof light, and it absolutely tipped it down last night. Big thunderstorms and things, and you know, the lashed up tarp on the roof light was I had to get the pan out, put it that way, to catch some leaks. So the sooner I get the window finished, which hopefully won't drip when it rains, the better. Anyway, so as I mentioned last time, I'm trying to make some mortise and tenon joints, and the tenons were fine with the table saw, and now I'm supposed to be able to make the mortise using the router table, which I bought the router table second hand, but I've got back into Triton Work Centre assembly joy. So there's a big box of bits and things. So this will probably be the morning just to get the router put on the table. The other little wrinkle is that the button for this, the on-off, is just a press switch, which is, you know, kind of makes sense when you're holding it, but when it's mounted under the table, it's not going to do that. So I'm going to have to do some bodge job to try and. The idea is just to sort of press it down and then put some wire or something around there to hold it in. So I have to experiment with that first. So I think this is going to take me through till lunchtime, and there won't be actually any real progress, at least until the afternoon. But let's see. Afternoon. Well, it's another of those next shot in the video, absolutely hours later in real life. So I've got the router up and running, just about. Unfortunately, the person that sold it to me forgot to include this little thing to how, you know, a collet almost that to center the router into the table. He's got it and he's going to post it to me, but I've had to do it by eye, so it's for now, so it's not perfectly thing. And yeah, and while I'll just take these out so I'm not shouting so much. Yeah, while the router table instructions say yes, you can do the mortises with the router table, it doesn't actually tell you how. So what I've been doing is just I also don't have a huge range of router bits with me at the moment. So what I've been doing is just incrementally. I've set up a kind of, you can see a sort of jig here, and I've just been going up and down gradually in here, routing this out. And it's working okay. I mean, I don't have a table, a stand drill or anything, so it's probably better than trying to drill it out by hand. It's they're not super accurate, but then there's something. And then I'll finish off. Round the corners and things with good old fashioned chisel. So it's going, but as I said, it takes quite a while because you have to do several passes, otherwise the bit's getting pretty blunt already, to be honest. You have to do several passes and sort of incremental depths otherwise the whole thing just sort of starts burning. And you also have to then keep moving the fence slightly back and back to do the width. So it's taking some time, but it's quite, once you do get it set up at least, you can just then do all of them at the same time without having to keep measuring things, which is helpful. Well, if I say so myself, I'm not massively unhappy with those. They're not. This is my first ever mortise and tenon joint set, and they're pretty tight. The reason, I mean, I haven't squared it up or anything yet, but yeah, I think I was expecting worse, put it that way. So I'm not pleased with that. Well, the cheap corner clamps that I've just, I ordered have just arrived. So I took the opportunity to put the sides together, and yeah, I have to say it's starting to look like a roof light after all this time. Not in any way perfect, but absolutely not in any way disaster either. So yeah, so there's still a long way to go. Everything's got to be sanded. I've got to treat all the wood with wood preserver before it goes outside. I've got to find and buy some stainless steel hinges for that, and some fittings for like the catches, and of course the glazing, and paint it. So still a long way to go, but yeah, after the last few days, it's starting to feel that there has been some progress, which is great.